So if you look at the 1/2, do you see how they timed the top by 2? What is 1 times 2?
1 times 2 is 3.
1 times.
0. 4.
Shh. Raise your hand when you have thought about what 1 times 2 is. Raise your hand when you know the answer, Bryson. 1 times 2 is 2. We need to wake up and think about timesing, okay? It's okay, honey. Okay, so what is 2 times 2? Raise your hand when you know what 2 times 2 is. William? 4. Do you see how they times that top number by the same thing as the bottom number? Yeah, and see how they got 2 fourths? See? All they did was split that circle up into 4s, right? So 2 of the fourths is the same as 1/2, right? So we're going to figure out how to take all fractions and do that. Right, Will? You're not scooting on without us? Okay. So let's look at number 1. There it goes. Let's look at number 1. It wants us to take 3 and times it by 3. What is 3 times 3, guys?
It equals 6.
No, it does not. Raise your hand when you know what 3 times 3 is. Stop calling out answers. Alex, what is 3 times 3? 3 times 3 is 9. So what is 2 times 3? Raise your hand when you know. Bryson? 6. So 2/3 is the same as 6/9. Right? Yeah. So 2/3 is equivalent to 6/9. Okay? Let's take our time and not just shout out answers, okay? It's important. So now let's look at the bottom. Let's look at the bottom. What is 1 times 4? Raise your hand when you know. Somebody who hasn't answered one yet. Hannah, what is 1 times 4?
1 times 4 is 4.
Yeah. So this is a 4. What is 3 times 4? Harley? Yes, ma'am. So 1/3 is the same as 4/12. 4 pieces out of 12. Okay? So why don't you try this one by yourself real fast? I'm going to give you just a second. Multiply both of them. Yes, ma'am. 6 times 2 is 12. So 1 out of 6, 1/6, is the same as 2 out of 12, 2/12. So let's look at our next page.
Why do you stop recording?
I put it back on. I paused it so it wouldn't have all that time. Okay? Find the missing numerators. What? What is that? I want you to draw an arrow this way. Numerator is a top number. Top number. Okay? Denominator. Well, if I got the top number, what do you think the denominator is? The down, right. Denominator is the down number. It can be that, but if you look at this, Trinity. D for denominator, D for down. Helps us remember, right? Denominator means down. And so the other one is the numerator, right? So if I'm finding the missing denominators or numerators, what is 4 times 2? Raise your hand when you know. Trinity?
4 times 2 is 4. 2.
Oh, quit guessing. Count by 4s twice.
4. 8.
So 8. Good job. So what is 5 times 2, Alex?
10.
Very good. You're doing great, baby. All right, so 3 out of 4, 3/4. What is 3 times 3? Raise your hand when you know. How about you, Jeremy and Avery?
I know.
You two better be good. Brayson, what is 3 times 3, baby?
9.
Yes, sir. And 4 times 3. Who wants to do that one? Raise your hand. 12.
Hey.
What is 4 times 3?
4, 8, 12.
12. Very good.
And the
Very good. So now this part's a little harder
order.
because they don't tell us what we're supposed to be multiplying by. Okay? So what 6 times what gets me 12? Raise it is right. 6 times 2 gets me 12. Do you agree? Yeah? So then I have to multiply this top number times 2. So raise your hand when you know what my new top number is. Raise your hand when you know. Avery? 2. 1 times 2 is 2.
Also, there's a different way to do it. Look.
Let's look at number 7. 1 times what, raise your hand when you know, gets me 2. 1 times what gets me 2? Raise your hand when you know. You're adding. Stop adding. Jeremy, 1 times what gets me 2? 1 times 2, yeah. So I have to do 7 times 2 on the bottom. Jeremy, what is 7 times 2?
14.
Very good. Let's do this one right here, number 9. 3. I'm sorry,
That's
Donna.
number 8.
Let's go to number 9.
I thought we were
3 times what gets me 6? Raise your hand when you know. Alex?
2.
Yeah. So I have to do 5 times 2. What is 5 times 2, Alex? Yeah. See how easy that is to fill in those numbers? 3 times what gets me 12? Raise your hand when you know. 3 times what gets me 12? 4. Good job, William. So 4 times 4. What is 4 times 4? How about 4s? 8. Jeremy.
12.
Huh? Count again. Shh.
16.
There you go. 16.
Is the rest for homework?
Not yet. What are these called? What are these kind of fractions called if they're equal? We learned that cool word one day. Do you remember what that word is?
Down number and top number? Equivalent.
Equivalent. These are called equivalent fractions. They look the same, they just have different amounts of pieces, okay? So let's look at some of these. Let's look at these down here. Let's get down to number 12.
So 8 instead of 4.
Hold on, I'm not there yet. What times 4 gets me 8? Raise your hand when you know. 4 times what gets 8? Tommy, do you know? Count by 4s to get to 8.
Count to 4 to get to 8.
Yeah, count by 4s to get to 8.
4, 8.
So how many? 2. So times 2. So what is 1 times 2? 2. 2. Okay. Well, if I look at the next fraction, let's erase this part. 1 times what gets me 3?
Why did you skip those 2?
I just did. We'll go back to them. Jeremy said 1 times 3 gets me 3, right? So I need to do 4 times 3 to get this number. What is 4 times 3? Raise your hand when you know. Jeremy? Yeah. So 2/8 is the same as 1/4. 3/12 is also the same as 1/4, right? Yeah. So look down here. 7 times what gets me 14? Alex? 2. So what is 2 times 2? 4. Yes. So now, let's look at the next one. 7 times what gets me 21? Raise your hand. Go ahead.
14.
Nope. So 3, right? So what is 2 times 3 then, Will?
2 times 3 is 6.
Yeah. Okay?
What's everyone's height?
It just happens that way, honey. I want you to circle. Are you ready? Circle with me. Circle 8, 10, 14, and 15. Circle the same ones I did, 8, 10, 14, and 15, and let's go to the next page.
This is for homework.
Yes.
I knew it.
This is called equivalent fractions also, but what are these doing?
They're dividing.
Yeah. 4 divided by 2 gets me 2, doesn't it? 6 divided by 2 gets me 3. What do you notice that they're doing to the top and the bottom?
Dividing.
Dividing by what?
2.
So you have to do the same thing, don't you? What if I divided by 2 here and divided by 3 down here? Is that right? No, you have to divide or multiply by the exact same number. Okay? So what is 10 divided by 2? No, that's your timesing. Divided by. Count by 2 to get to 10. Hannah?
5.
5. Count by 2 to get to 10. Okay? So 10 twelfths is equivalent to 5 6.
Out of
5 out of 6. Either way.
Uh-oh.
So now 6 divided by what gets me 1? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. 6 divided by what gets me 1? What do you think, Alex? 6 divided by 6, yeah. 6 divided by 6 gets me 1. Very good. So what is 12 divided by 6? Hold on. Count by 6 to get to 12. Count by 6 to get to 12. How many is that, Harley? Count by 6 to get to 12. Yeah. So 2.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
So 9. Excuse me. 9 divided by what gets me 3? What can I count by 3 times to get 9? 9 divided by what gets me 3? Alex.
9.
No. 9 divided by 9 gets me 1.
6.
Okay, let's start by counting by 3s. Count by 3s to get to 9. 6, 9. So 3. So I divided by 3. It's okay, baby. So what is 6 divided by 3? Count by 3 to get to 6, right? Go ahead. 2. Yep. It's okay, guys. I know we're tired. Settle, settle. Let's count by 3s to get to 6. How many is that?
2.
Right, 2. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So what is 8 divided by 2?
16.
No, that's times. That's times. Count by 2 to get to 8. 4. Yes. 8 divided by what gets me 4? Count by 4 to get to 8. How many?
2.
Very good. So what divided by 2 gets me 5? What else?
10.
Very good. We're gonna have to work on our skip counting. Okay?
I don't know what else.
It's okay.
I don't even know my 6s and I figured it out. I didn't remember which one.
You did?
I did.
We aren't going to do 21 and 22, but you are going to do these down here, okay? I've gone ahead and filled in one. You have to do the other, okay? You have to do the other for homework. You can start now. You still have some time. You can start now.
I'm not. I'm